What if there were places in the world where a single woman could live safely, comfortably, and happily without needing a huge income? Places where life feels peaceful, affordable, and welcoming. Today we're exploring some of the best countries in the world for single women to live or retire and the reasons they stand out. More women than ever are choosing to live independently, travel the world, and even retire abroad on their own terms. And for many, moving to another country isn't just about adventure. It's about finding a place where life feels safe, supportive, and fulfilling. Whatever brought you here, I see you, and this video is for you. Because here is the truth that most travel and expat content refuses to say directly. The experience of moving abroad as a single woman is fundamentally different from the experience of moving abroad as a couple, a family, or a single man. The safety considerations are different. The social dynamics are different. The practical vulnerabilities are different. The emotional journey is different. And the specific qualities of a destination that make it genuinely excellent for a single woman, rather than just generally nice, are specific, identifiable, and not always what the generic expat content covers. So in this video, we are not doing generic best places to retire content. We are doing this specifically for you, for single women, with the real criteria that matter. So in this video, we're exploring several destinations where single women often thrive. These are places where women report feeling comfortable walking around, building communities, and enjoying life at their own pace. Lisbon, Portugal. Portugal consistently ranks in the top 5 safest countries in the world on the Global Peace Index. Lisbon specifically has a safety culture that translates directly into daily freedom for women. Street harassment is not normalized in Lisbon the way it is in some southern European cities. Women eating alone, walking alone, sitting at bars alone, and moving through the city at all hours are a completely normal and unremarkable part of Lisbon's social fabric. The city is well lit, the streets are lively until late, and the culture of public intervention, the willingness of bystanders to step in if someone is being bothered, is strong. The specific neighborhoods that attract expats, Príncipe Real, Moaria, Intendente, Estrela, Belém, are among the safest urban residential neighborhoods in any European capital. Solo women walking home from dinner at midnight in these areas is entirely routine and not a particularly conscious safety decision in the way it would be in, say, parts of London, Paris, or Rome. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai is one of the most consistently recommended cities in the world for solo female expats, and it has earned that reputation through a combination of factors that are genuinely unusual and genuinely excellent. It is affordable beyond almost any comparable city on Earth for the quality of life it provides. It is safe in a way that surprises most people who arrive with generic Southeast Asia concerns. It is culturally rich and profoundly interesting. It has a warm climate, extraordinary food, world-class healthcare at a fraction of Western costs, and one of the largest, most established communities of solo expat women in all of Asia. Valencia, Spain. If Lisbon is the best value major capital for solo women in Europe, Valencia is the best value non-capital. It is Spain's third largest city, over 800,000 people in the city proper, over 1.5 million in the metropolitan area, with all the amenities, culture, infrastructure, and dynamism of a major European city, and costs that are significantly lower than Madrid or Barcelona, while offering a quality of life that most people who live there believe exceeds both. For single women specifically, Valencia has a combination of qualities that make it extraordinary. Among the safest urban environments in Spain, world-class cycling infrastructure that enables exceptional daily freedom of movement, a social culture that is warm and inclusive, a food scene that is genuinely one of the best in Europe, and a Mediterranean coastal climate that puts outdoor life at the center of daily existence 12 months of the year.
Oaxaca, Mexico. Oaxaca is the city that gets under your skin and refuses to leave. Expat women who visit for 2 weeks routinely stay for 2 years. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Center of extraordinary beauty, a city whose food culture is consistently ranked among the greatest in the Americas, a creative and artistic community of genuine depth, an indigenous culture of remarkable vitality and dignity, and a cost of living that makes a life of genuine richness accessible on a budget that would be considered poverty level in the United States. For solo women who are creative, curious, food-obsessed, culturally engaged, or simply drawn to a place with extraordinary soul, Oaxaca is unlike anything else on this list. Not ideal as a first expat experience for women who have not previously lived in Latin America. Excellent for women who are experienced travelers and who approach complexity with curiosity rather than anxiety. Florence, Italy. Florence is the city that has been calling women for centuries. George Eliot wrote here. Elizabeth Barrett Browning lived and died here. Mary McCarthy wrote a book about it. Countless women across history have felt the pull of this city and followed it and found something here. In the art, the food, the light, the human scale of the streets, the feeling of being surrounded by evidence of what human beings can achieve when they bring their full creative genius to bear that they could not find elsewhere. It is also one of the most practical European cities for solo expat women today, for reasons that go beyond its extraordinary cultural richness. Georgetown, Penang, Malaysia. Georgetown is the city that most people outside of Asia have not yet discovered for solo female expat living, and the women who have discovered it tend to be fiercely protective of its relative obscurity. Because what Penang offers, a UNESCO World Heritage City of extraordinary multicultural beauty, one of the great food cultures on Earth, a genuinely safe and comfortable urban environment, world-class healthcare, and a cost of living that provides an extraordinarily good life on a modest income, is genuinely remarkable. Montevideo, Uruguay. Uruguay is the best-kept secret in South America for solo women, and Montevideo is the reason. In a continent where safety concerns for solo women are often significant, Uruguay stands apart with consistent rankings as the safest country in South America, the most politically stable, the most gender equal, and the most socially progressive. Same-sex marriage has been legal since 2013, cannabis is legally regulated, abortion has been legal and accessible for over a decade, the gender equality infrastructure in law, in culture, and in daily practice is the most advanced in Latin America. For solo women who are drawn to South America's culture, language, warmth, and affordability, but who need genuine safety and a progressive cultural environment, Montevideo is the answer. Tbilisi, Georgia. Tbilisi is the city that nobody was talking about for solo female expats 5 years ago and that everyone is talking about now. The combination of extraordinary beauty, deep cultural richness, almost incomprehensible affordability, a safety profile that surprises virtually every Western woman who visits, and one of the fastest growing and most interesting expat communities in Europe and Central Asia makes Tbilisi one of the most compelling emerging destinations for solo women in the world.